Thinking about taking a break from alcohol for 30 days? Well, today I'm going to be sharing 6 things that you need to know. Now, I've not drank for over 3.5 years, and I have helped hundreds of people at this point get control of their drinking. So I'm going to be explaining some things that you can expect, but also some key mindsets that are really going to help you during that first 30-day period. And guys, just let me know in the comment section how long you've not drank for. Now, the first thing that you need to know is that for most drinkers, there will be nothing but positive things to expect. So I mean that for most drinkers, they're going to find weight loss, they're going to find muscle gain, they're going to find better clarity, they're going to feel they're just going to feel so much better. That's the experience that most people will have. Not everybody, but most people will have a great experience. And for a lot of people, starting with, 30 days can be enough for them to really question their drinking patterns and really look at alcohol and see where alcohol fits in their life. And for some people, stopping for 30 days can just kickstart this healthy, positive change that they make in their life. But you're probably wondering, why do I say most drinkers will feel nothing but positives? Well, this leads me to the second point. For some drinkers, stopping drinking for 30 days will be difficult, and it doesn't get better over time. Things don't get better. Sure, for some drinkers, the individual may find that they're getting the benefits, better health, better clarity, and so on. But as time progresses, alcohol can become, or it can appear to become, more valuable. Now, this isn't going to be the case for everybody, but this was the case for me. And this was the case for a lot of people that I know and a lot of people that I've spoken to. They'll go for a set period without alcohol. Day 1, no problem. Day 2, day 3, day 4, no issues. And then as time passes, what happens is alcohol becomes more and more attractive. So you need to be very aware of this, right? You need to know what to expect before going into it. And you need to be very careful with your mindset when you are stopping for a set period of time, which is personally why I don't recommend stopping for like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, if you're anything like me. For some people, it's totally fine, right? This is not like a one-size-fits-all approach that I'm trying to say here. But for me, every time that I would try to stop for a set period of time, like 30 days, 6 months, 2 months, whatever, the longer that I went, the more that I would put alcohol on a pedestal. So what would end up happening is a week into it, 2 weeks into it, whenever I decided to drink again, boom, I'm seeing alcohol as something that's very, 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 very precious to me. And then I'm probably going to drink more than I intend to. And then before you know it, I'm back in the exact same cycle that I was in before. Which is really why I talk about using first principles thinking and really building out a paradigm where you see alcohol for poison. So 30 days is not necessarily an achievement or anything like that. It's just another day. Because once you see alcohol for what it is, that's it. You simply put it behind of you and move on. Now, if you want more information on actually getting in control of your drinking long-term using first principles thinking, click the link in the description. There's a video training that I've created that really maps it out for you and explains the process and how all of that stuff works. So if you want more details on first principles thinking, click the link in the description. Which leads me to the third thing that you need to know. Now, what can happen is, after a couple of weeks of not drinking, 2-3 weeks into it, you will probably forget the bad things that were happening when you were drinking. You probably start forgetting about the hangovers, that feeling of guilt, that feeling of shame, that feeling of, why did I do that? You forget about the wasted money and the wasted energy, and you start to feel pretty good. So what I would recommend is being really honest with yourself, right? If you're a couple of weeks in, 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, don't forget what things were like. Don't forget why you got onto this path in the first place. Because our brain can forget things very, very quickly and start playing tricks on again. And we can start to say to ourselves, do you know what, Leon? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Just go back to what you were doing before. I've made that justification to myself many times, during my journey of trying to stop drinking. But be very careful of forgetting how bad things were. Because I'm reminding you again, for the millionth time, there's no benefit to consuming a poison, right? You get nothing from it. So be mindful, be aware, which leads me to the fourth thing that you need to know. You may experience some sign of withdrawal. Now, there is definitely a percentage of people out there that need medical help to stop drinking. They need to go to a detox center. They need to be working with a doctor. They need some medication. However, for most people, they're usually okay. Now, that's not medical advice. If you suspect anything bad to happen as a result of not drinking, go to a doctor, right? Don't be watching YouTube videos looking for advice on the internet. Go and find a doctor. But for most people, all that will happen is they will suffer some level of withdrawal for a period of time. It might be a few days, a couple of weeks, but they'll feel some kind of flu-like symptoms. They'll feel like something's not quite right. And you can definitely expect that to happen in that first 30-day period. Another thing that happens that I see happen again and again and again from people that are in the Sober Clear program are energy fluctuations, right? People are up and they're down. And that can happen for the first few days. Again, for some people, it might take up to a month for them to kind of start feeling good again. But just be mentally prepared for these things, right? Expect them to happen. Then when they happen, it's not some shock, it's not some horror. You know that it was coming, you can deal with it, you can get through it, and everything will be okay. Which leads me to the fifth thing that you need to know. And you might feel as though you are missing out on something. Now, when I was trying to stop drinking for that 10-year period, this would happen to me every time that I tried to stop drinking. I'd always feel like I was missing out on something. You know, I'd go out with some friends, they'd order a beer, and I'd feel like I was the one missing out. I'd put the TV on, I'd feel like somehow they're doing something interesting and beneficial, and I'm depriving myself of something, right? If you've not done the first principles thinking, if you've not built the paradigm where you just see alcohol for poison, you will probably feel this way. And the way that you can overcome this is through building out this new worldview, right? It's seeing it, like I say all the time, seeing it as ethanol, seeing it as bleach, right? You don't want to put bleach in your body the same way you don't want to put alcohol in your body. Like I said, if you want more details on doing that, click the link in the description to watch that video training. Which leads me to the sixth thing that you need to know. And the sixth thing that I want to say to you is, it may sound counterintuitive, but if you get to 30 days, just stop counting the days, right? I don't recommend counting any of the days whatsoever. The only reason why I know that I'm like 3.5 years sober is because I make these videos, right? I wouldn't even know otherwise. I'm just not bothered because I'm all in, right? I'm fully committed. I am continuing on this path, and that's what I would recommend to you as well. If you've managed to make it 30 days, why stop there? There's no benefit to consuming poison, and really, all the best things that will happen in your life will come the day after you stop drinking. So many great things are going to happen. I have no doubt that you can do this. If you want more details on getting in control of your drinking, make sure to click the link in the description. Have a great day.